Hello and welcome. I want to thank you for joining me today. My name is Michael Andrews. I'm a business consultant with this company, but I have over 18 years in the life insurance industry. I'm still very active and I'm still doing great things just like you in the insurance arena, helping individuals meet the needs of their families. And I'm going to share with you a system, a membership system that's going to help your clients and it's going to help you unlock additional life insurance sales for you. Whatever you're doing, whatever carriers you're with, whatever agency you're with, whatever you're doing, you continue to still do that. We're not looking to recruit you into a life insurance opportunity. No, that's not it whatsoever. This is not an FMO whatsoever. I want to assist you in showing you how this membership plan can enhance what you're doing and potentially make six figures with this membership program to help your clients. So again, my name is Michael Andrews, and I've been doing this for over 18 years being in the life insurance industry. And my particular field, of course, I do term and perm insurance, probably just like you, do some final expense, things of that nature. And we're good at it and we have a great time with it. But now I have something that's going to put octane in your tank. Okay. Take a look at this particular company. Yes, it is a funeral assistance plan. When I first saw this, I'm like, come on, are you serious? Really? And I said, I have life insurance. What is this about? And I said, so they told me, Michael, just pay attention and take off your life insurance hat for just a moment. And I did. And I'm so glad I did not prejudge this. I found out that more than 2 million people have this plan in Latin America and the United States. 2 million. And this company pays for over 10,000 funerals every single year. And it got my attention. Okay, now take a look. Why Assure for Life? Now, Assure for Life came to the United States in 2007. They came as Protection Plentitude, and then their funeral assistance membership brand, Assure for Life, was born. So Assure for Life is the service. Okay, they're part of the Grupo Plentitude company with over 70 years of experience. Let me stop here for a moment. You're probably like me when you heard the name Grupo Plentitude. It didn't mean anything to you. It didn't mean anything to me. But further research reveals that this company, over 70 years experience, they're like, when you hear New York Life, when you hear AIG, what do you think about? Do you think of conglomerate? Do you think of stability, foundational, right? And Grupo Plentitude is a major company in Latin America. And they are the ones behind this. Over 70 years of experience providing comprehensive service, awareness, and quality standards. More than 2,500 organizations make up their portfolio of clients throughout the United States, Latin America, and the Caribbean. And of course, more than 10,000 funeral services every year within their coverage area, keeping their promise of high quality service. This is awesome, and it's going to help you, believe me. Now, what is Assure for Life? Assure for Life by Protection Plentitude is the best funeral assistance plan in the United States. It's not insurance. Therefore, it does not deliver money, but rather it provides services. Okay. And by purchasing this valuable plan, members will receive important benefits accompanying it. If they already have life insurance and they're your clients, they need to have life insurance. They should have life insurance, I should say. But if those of you who have clients that got rated, they got declined, they can get this. But for those who have, I have this plan and I have life insurance. Like you, we probably have a lot of policies because the older we get, the higher it costs. And we want to beat those costs, right? So this here provides assistance and coordination through an emergency line that works 24/7. So with anybody that's on my plan, if anything happens to them, heaven forbid if something happens, I have a hotline that I can call and they will begin to provide the funeral planning immediately, 24/7. What happens with one of your clients? Come on, if you've been in this business long enough, you had a number of death claims. Okay, you know what we say, you're not in an insurance business until you get a death claim. And that's a process. What happens? You got to wait for the insurance company to open, number one. Number two, got to get a death certificate and go through that whole process. They provide the basic funeral services. Okay, just like a concierge service. Transportation of the deceased within the United States, DC, and Puerto Rico, and expatriation to the country of origin in the coverage area. Let's stop here for a quick second. Let's assume that one of your clients passed away outside of their state. Oh, they're on vacation, perhaps in Florida. I'm in California. So let's assume that the client lives in California and went to Florida for a vacation, as an example. They pass away out there. What happens? They have life insurance, but who's paying for that body to be shipped back home. The family is paying more than likely, right? And so they're not going to wait for the death benefit claim to pay to ship that body back. No, Assure for Life takes care of that shipment right away. They coordinate that immediately. Yeah, they do that. What if the person wants to go back to their home country? If it's in the coverage area, Assure for Life would take care of that. Yeah, yeah, I'll continue. Yeah, it had my attention at this point too. Now, here's the coverage area. Now, Grupo Plentitude headquarters, look at this in the middle of the screen. They begin in 1950 in Colombia, and they began to advance themselves in various countries and landed in the United States in 2007, as I said earlier. But look on the left side of the screen. They're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. They don't have any complaints. No, A+ rated. They're members of the Latin American Cemetery Association as well as the Remanso Funeral Homes Network. You check out these organizations, they are huge also. But here's the coverage area. And this is what's major. All 50 states, DC, and only the unincorporated territory of Puerto Rico. Right? And Latin America, 98% coverage there. Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil. I'm not going to read them all. You see in there. Now, if you've been doing business for quite some time, you have clients who live here, but they're from maybe Colombia. They're from El Salvador, Honduras. I have clients in these areas who are from these areas, and they still have family there. With this plan, not only will they be able to get shipped back there, and Assure for Life will take care of that, but their family and friends out there can be on their own plan out here. Yeah, isn't that great? And their family and friends know people out here, and you can talk to them, and that opens the door to other potential life insurance sales for you. You see my point? So whatever you're doing, even if you're captive, this does not interfere because this is a membership plan. Even if your securities license, this does not interfere because this is membership. You just fill out the OBA. For those who don't know what that is, outside business activity form. Okay, and give that to your broker dealer. Those who are securities licensed know what I just said. In the Caribbean, Haiti, Jamaica, and the Dominican Republic are covered. Right now, you're probably like me. When I first saw this, I'm like, oh my goodness, I know people from that area. I can go back and talk to them because maybe I didn't talk to a family member who's from there. And I can talk to them about this and then talk to their friends who are out here in the United States, maybe in California, whatever state I'm licensed in, right? And I can talk to them about full coverage. You see my point here now? It opens doors for other opportunities that did not exist for you before for life insurance. Yeah. Now, here are 3 options, and only one is basically delivered at the time of request. So let's say you have up to 7 people on your plan because you can for one small price. Now, of the 3 options, option 1 is a national, and that's servicing the United States and Puerto Rico. Traditional funeral services are covered. Cremation and urn, standard casket and hearse to the cemetery is covered. Airline ticket, round trip, exclusive for the plan holder. Okay, it doesn't cover cemetery expenses, but it covers the mortuary shipping service nationwide. But let's go back to the airline ticket. Again, let's say I have someone on my plan and they live out of state. And let's say I also have someone who lives outside the United States in the coverage area. Let's say each of them pass away on my plan. Just as an example, I'll get a round trip ticket to go to the state that the person resides in to attend the funeral. Assure for Life will also give me an airline ticket round trip to the country in the coverage area for the person that's on my plan who lives out there. Yes, I'm serious. It's covered. Option 2 is the return. So as you can see here, I didn't, let me go back to this because cemetery expenses are not covered. And here's the reason why. For the national option, it's considered real estate. And so for that small portion there, it is not covered. But if you're looking at 80% of the funeral being taken care of, that's major if the person chooses to be buried here in the United States. Then the family has to come up with a small amount of money versus all of it, right? The option 2, you'll notice that everything there is covered, including cemetery. So for those who want to be buried outside the country in the coverage area, that's covered because it's not considered a real estate transaction. Yeah, that is just phenomenal to me. Now, we also have a roots option, which those who are actually living there. For those who live there, reside there, then everything's covered. There's no need for shipping because they're there already. Okay. And if there is a small amount of transportation, then the family just takes care of that. Everything else here is covered by Assure for Life, as you can see. all those check marks. Isn't that great? Now, basic funeral expenses offered in the national option. Transfer the remains to the local funeral home. I want to stop here for a moment because there are times that I have run into people and they have a preference of funeral homes. They had the unfortunate situation of dealing with funerals that they have a preference. They actually have a go-to, if you will. And so, yes, you can choose so as long as they agree to the Assure for Life terms of service. And what is that? That they pay the national average for that area. Whatever the average funeral costs in that area, they take care of. That's what they do. Yeah. So they take care of the preparation of the body. They pay for that. Use of facilities and staff for viewing. They pay for that. Casket for the viewing. They take care of that. Funeral director's fee, funeral guest book and prayer cards. That's taken care of, as well as a death certificate. All that can be done in a matter of days. We do know, remember, the death certificate is needed to file the death claim. So going through the Assure for Life, you just make one call, the 24/7 hotline, within a matter of a couple of days, this is done. This is done. You can actually have a funeral in the next few days if you do this right, if that's the option for you. Cremation and urn is an option that you can enjoy. Burial option, basic casket and hearse to the cemetery is covered. Now, when I heard basic, I thought of pine box. I thought of something really cheap looking or whatever, but I'm going to challenge you, like it was challenged to me, to visit any funeral home and ask to see their line of basic caskets. You're going to be like, oh, these are nice. Funeral homes have a high standard. And so their basic line is very nice. Please note that cemetery expenses are not covered by Assure for Life in all 50 states, DC, and of course, Puerto Rico. Okay. Now, keep this in mind. First of all, I'm going to share with you, actually, one of my colleagues is going to share with you how you get compensated in this, because you can actually earn six figures in this membership plan. So my colleague is going to actually talk about that in a few moments. But keep in mind that round trip airline ticket is exclusively for the plan holder. I mentioned that a moment ago. Okay. So it's not for everybody on the plan. It's for the plan holder, the person in charge. I'm a plan holder. I have 6 other people on my plan. You can choose to be a plan holder. You can choose for someone else to be a plan holder, and you just be a member. It's up to you. Now, this whole slide here is going to cover, in my opinion, what we call the underwriting guidelines, if you will. The family plan, up to 7 members, age 65 or younger, can be included in the plan, regardless of the kinship. So there's no insurable interest here. You notice that? Now, what if you're probably saying, well, what if I want to put my mom or dad on this and they're over 65? Maybe they're 70, 75, 78. Can you do that? Yes. In case of parent or partner of the plan holder up to 80 years of age, a maximum of 2 can be added at the time of enrollment. The coverage will not expire as long as the membership is paid. So as long as they're not 81 yet. So as long as someone's not age 66 yet. You see my point on this? So you can be 65 and 80. That's fine. So as long as you're not that next age. Okay. And as with any membership plan, your Netflixes, your Amazons, your Costco's, your Sam's Club, if the payment's not made, then of course it's canceled. You can't use it. Well, same thing here. Okay. Starting on the 3rd business day after enrollment, after the first payment has been made, Assure for Life will cover accidental death, violent death, and even suicide. At this point, being a life insurance advisor, I know, like you, you're probably going, what? You're thinking about that contestability clause that we see and we have to tell the clients about. Doesn't apply here. This is not life insurance, folks. Take that life insurance hat off for a moment. I know. I did the same thing. My mouth was wide open at this point. Like, really? Why did they do that? I said, because the company said, well, they consider suicide to be a violent death. So they cover that. Yeah. And at this point, I'm going, what else is the catch? What about natural death? Yeah. Well, they cover that, but 180 days later, on the 181st day. Because they're not asking medical questions. Remember, take your life insurance hat off. This is not a life insurance application to become a member. Not at all. And here is the gotchas, if you will, when it comes to those who cannot get on this plan. It's this: at the time of enrollment, those first 5 words I want you to remember. The plan holder or any of its members must not be terminally ill, have a cancer diagnosis, or be on dialysis, or have a brain tumor. Keep in mind at the time of enrollment, because like you're probably thinking, well, like me, you're probably thinking, when I first saw this, well, what if someone who was had a cancer diagnosis, but it's in remission at the time of enrollment. If there's no cancer diagnosis, they can be on the plan. Huh. I will also answer the question that I had as well, like many of us other insurance advisors had. What about afterwards? They're on the plan, then cancer comes back. At the time of enrollment, we're back here. Okay. They didn't have it when they first got on it. You're fine. This is it. These are your underwriting guidelines. They're not asking anything about medical history. They're not asking anything about major organ transplants, last visit to the doctor. They're not asking anything about your driver's record, the driving record, your credit rating. Nothing. Did you file bankruptcy? When is it discharged? Have you been convicted on probation? None of that. None of those insurance questions are here. Okay. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. So do you see now how you can go back and talk to people that didn't qualify before? Or now you can talk to their friends. What about that wayward family member that we all seem to know about sometimes, right? And they obviously wouldn't qualify. You can just put them on the plan. There's no socials are needed, no driving licenses are needed. You do not need a life insurance license to offer this. Yeah. Now, family plan protects up to 7 members. Standard rate states and special rate states. Here's how it works out. In 45 states in the US and DC has a standard rate. Special rates, basically Florida, the Carolinas, New York, California, and Puerto Rico. 1,020 annual, but that's the fee for up to 7 people, one plan. And then you have $840. I'm in California, so we get a special rate. I knew we were special, probably not in a good way, but I knew we were special. But $840. California, New York, we know that these are expensive states to live in, but the cost of funerals apparently are cheaper here. Apparently, that breaks down to either $85 a month or $70 a month per person. 1214 versus 10 per person on this membership plan. If the majority of members are anyone over 65 years of age or the plan holder live in a standard rate state, the annual fee will be $1,020. Let me explain that in layman's terms. One of my business partners jumped on this plan right away, and he's also insurance advisor over 25 years. Jumped on this. He lives in California. He says, great, man. I want to pay that $70, but he added everybody who lives outside in the standard rate state. Okay, so now his plan is $85. He says, okay, no problem. Also, another one of our clients, she's an insurance client of ours, and he jumped on this because she saw the value in this. And we do have a family member who's uninsurable, put them on this, and then added mom, who's over 65, lives in Illinois. So that bumped it up to the standard rate. So things like that. So basically, when we have a conversation afterwards, then we'll know what specific rate would yours would be. So whoever invited you here today, they'll go over that as well with you, and you'll find that out. So it's real simple. So all membership have a one-time enrollment fee of $30, but I'll show you how to bypass that. Okay. Now, for those who say, hey, look, I don't have 7 people. It's just me and my wife or just me. I'm 68 years old or they're over 65. Here's the rate for them. Single person, regular rate, $720 annually. For 2 people, it's $1,020. That comes out to either $60 or $85 a month. But a special rate, $600 for 1, for 2, $840. That comes out to $50 a month or just $70. Okay. See that? Again, all memberships have a one-time enrollment fee. I'll show you how to get past that. And that's a toll-free number. That's the express line or emergency line, if you will. Assure does not provide reimbursement for other contracted services providers outside of our membership. That's just, it's common sense, but people ask. So we just tell them up front in the overview. Okay. And East Coast time. So that's pretty much the presentation. We're going to share with you how you get compensated for this, but I want to share with you a funeral director who was approached by a family who had this plan, and they were just blown away about how Assure for Life took care of this. So take a look at this. This is only a few moments.
Hello, my name is Chantel Wright. I live in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I work at a local funeral home there in the area as a funeral apprentice, a funeral director apprentice. Our funeral home was approached with Assure for Life by a family back in November. and who had several, had a couple of deaths actually, like within a week and a half. Very, very tragic accident for the family. They came in and they had a Sure for Life. It was something that I heard about, but I wasn't exactly sure how it worked. And I mean, let me be honest, I really was a little bit skeptical. I wasn't for sure if it was going to pay because I had never heard of it. But let me tell you, the team at Assure for Life was so, so friendly, so helpful. They sent us all of the information that we need, told me exactly what they would pay for. And as a result, we sent up the invoice to them, and the family was taken care of. They paid, and then paid again a week and a half later in the same family. I was completely amazed. Once this happened, I said, you know what? I need to know more about this company. I want to know more about this company. So I called up, I got some more information. And as a result, I became a consultant. I got a membership and a plan for my family. And I became a consultant because I believe in Assure for Life. I believe that Assure for Life helps families. I believe that Assure for Life is a game changer in the death care industry. This plan is phenomenal, and I believe that it can help millions of people. So I wanted to be a part of it. I am so glad that Assure for Life has crossed my path. I'm so glad that Assure for Life is here. So if you have any questions about Assure for Life, if you want to know, does Assure for Life pay? You know what? Yes, Assure for Life does pay. Assure for Life is for real. You can count on Assure for Life.
Well, you can count on a Sure for Life. And so that's from a funeral director. So she never heard about it. And, there you go. But I will tell you this one thing. Our members appreciate that there are no medical exams with this. None at all. There's no need because there's not a life insurance application. Okay. There are no cancellation fees. There's no chargebacks. Okay. That's the number one question we get from life insurance agents is that no, there's no chargebacks on this whatsoever. Immigration status. Think about this. There's none. Yes, there's no immigration status on this. Yes, no background checks are done whatsoever. Territorial limitations, there's no need for non-residential licensing for this at all. You can offer this for anyone in the United States. Yeah, anyone, anywhere, United States. You're good. Okay. That is fantastic, isn't it? No long applications. This is a one pager. That's all it is. And you pretty much are doing everything online, like an e-app. It's so quick. It'd be done in like 10 minutes. It's quick. No, the long wait for approval. Nah, less than a day, if that. And of course, no credit checks are done on this. Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. So how do you get started with this? It's really simple. Basically, we'll have a conversation, contact the consultant that invited you. If it was me, we're going to have a conversation. It's going to be very quick and to the point. I answer all your questions. Whoever invited you will answer all your questions as well. And of course, the application process, basically we're online doing this thing, name, date of birth, city, state, country that which the person lives in, whoever you add on there, and the relationship to you. It doesn't have to be an insurable interest. It can be your delivery driver. It can be your DoorDash driver, whatever. It doesn't matter. Make your payment, and then you choose your mode of payment. How do you want to pay? If you choose to pay annually, there's a bonus that you get. Basically, you get months 13 and 14 for free if you choose to do that. Yeah, semi-annual. Remember I told you I'll show you how to avoid paying that $30 enrollment fee. You pay 6 months and they waive it. Yeah, they'll waive it if you choose that. And I've had a number of people who just chose to do that because they just can't stand the sight of that $30. So if that's what you want to do, that's your option. Quarterly is an option. Monthly is an option. To get started monthly, then basically all you're doing is paying 3 months in advance upfront, plus a one-time $30 enrollment fee. And then now the next time you make a monthly payment is the fourth month. That's it. That's really that simple. Okay. So we're going to show you how to unleash your full sales potential. I think already you probably realizing your wheels are turning like mine was and is even now. And I got involved back in September of last year when I first heard about this. I was blown away. My dad, who died in September and the same month, actually 2 weeks later, couldn't get him on the plan because he was already terminal, had been terminal for a couple of years. And so couldn't get him on it. But thankfully, because things are in place, things are fine. But you see, this is absolutely amazing. And I've never I've never been really excited at all about funeral planning until I saw this, because I saw it opens up doorways of opportunity for me to talk to families who have friends that they're telling about this. And I'm telling them about life insurance, because now we're getting other sales. You see that? So it just opens up more doors for you to do business in your life insurance business. It does. But what I'm going to do is turn it over to a good friend of mine, Mrs. Ronette Turner Corley. She is going to explain the compensation, and then we'll get you out of here. But you're going to be absolutely amazed. So this is the plan. This is the plan. Take it away, Ronette.
Now, that's the plan. That is the plan. So you just saw basically how the plan works. And I'm sure you can see how many people you can help, how it can be of value, how you can be able to cover the gap for someone who has insurance. When my father passed away, it took 4 weeks for us to get that plan. We had to either surrender it to the mortuary and pay a higher charge to do that, which we didn't, or pay cash. But that's where the problems sometimes arise, when people have to wait for that time to come. You have a plan now that will pay out within 3 business days, cover that gap until our clients can wait for the insurance to come. In addition to that, how about those who don't qualify? Perfect solution. Let's get into how we make money, because what I want to show you how you can turn your oh, by the way, into a 6-figure income. Now, there's 2 ways to be able to get paid, either personal sales or team sales. Before I actually get into this information, I want to have a disclaimer here and have a little conversation. Number 1 is this. When people sometimes see this plan, especially those who are in the insurance space, typically, because we've been, especially if you've been around for a long time, when you first see the commission, some of the times it gets a person off guard and say, oh, wow, that's really low compared to what I do. But I want you to pay attention to the details. See, the plan itself, the numbers are hidden in the details. And when I saw this, I saw it right away, only because I examined commission structures before. Now, I just want to say that disclaimer. So hold with me and let me get through the entire compensation plan before you place judgment if this is for you or not. Because sometimes it can be missed just by seeing the small details before seeing the whole pie. Now, let's start here. Commission start at 35%. Like I said, when you're used to 120, 130% contract, that does not look attractive. And I have to agree with you on that. But the money is in the details. So I'm going to take you through this. Now, everyone starts at 35%. Yes, and it's annualized. 35% of what? It is annualized. So just follow me here. 35%, the moment you make at least 6 sales, which you'll find is extremely easy to do, 6 sales in a calendar month, you're at 40%. The moment you make 10 sales in a calendar month, the following month, you're at 50%. So the maximum you can climb up to on your own efforts is a 55% contract on your own efforts with 25 sales in a calendar month. And that's bigger than you know. And we're going to get into that. Now, that's on your own efforts. I myself, I'm building an agency throughout the United States. And I can show you how to do that because, once again, this plan does not require someone being licensed. So I can say half of our agency are licensed people and the other half are not. So I can show you how to do that. Let's talk about when you incorporate building an agency. This is what it looks like. So as you can see, it's very rich when you start to apply the leverage through the efforts of other people. If you ever wanted to build an agency, we already know I've built an agency in insurance. We know what that comes with in terms of making sure everyone gets licensed, take the class, take their hours. Here, All a person has to do is have a desire to want to do something different or to actually go out and help with this product. And they too can participate in this program in terms of being able to market it. Now, everybody starts at 35%. The moment you make 6 sales, you go up to 40% the following month, 10 sales the following month, 50%, and then 55%, 25 sales. Now you can go all the way up to 80% commission, but at leader, the moment you start to pursue leader, it does require a team. It does require a team. Now, I want you to take a look at director. At director, you can actually get overrides as well. Okay. At leader, at senior, you can get overrides. And that's where it starts. I want you to take a look at leader. Because when I say the money's in the details, right here, you probably see a 60% contract or commission structure. It's actually 120%. Because if you're a leader, I promise you, you will have directors in your organization. You can't be a leader without having at least 2 directors. So you have 2 director organizations where you get paid 5% on that organization. You'll get paid 10% on your senior organizations, 20% on juniors, 25% on beginners. That's the spread there. And you can see it's 120%. So once again, the money's in the details. Now, you can advance to these levels either by doing it by yourself, or you can incorporate a team to do that, provided you just have 2 sales and your team can make up the difference. Okay. And once if you decide to come on board, we can show you how to do that. Very, very doable. Now, let's talk about some numbers here so you can see how this works. And then we're going to really get into some numbers where I can show you how you can actually earn that 6-figure income, just being able to get in front of people and share the story. So everyone starts at the beginner level, and $85 per month is $1,020 per year. That's 35% commission. What's 35% commission of 1,020? $357. Okay, for one sale, $357. Now, this is what happens. There's 4 modes of payment that a person can actually pay when they actually get the plan. They can do the annual payment, they can do the semi-annual, they can do the quarterly, or they can do the monthly. Now let's calculate this. We're only talking about one client. If they did the annual, they will actually spread and advance us over a 6-month period. So if they did the annual payment, and some people do the annual, why? Because you actually get 2 months free if you do. So they see the benefit. So if they did the annual, you get $357 for that one client. Now, if they did a 6-month, there's value in a 6-month. Why? Because the $30 one-time enrollment fee is waived. Once again, they actually advance us over 6 months. So that means you will still get the whole $357. Okay. Now, if they did quarterly, what's 357 divided by 6? It comes out to $59.50. Well, if they paid 3 months, you get $178.50 the first 3 for the first payment because they paid 3 months. And then you'll get starting the 4th month, and they pay the next quarterly payment, you get another $178.50. They have paid you a total of the 6 months, which is a $357. Now, let's say that they paid monthly. How does monthly work? Well, the company does require the first 3 months up front. So you will get paid the $178.50. And on month 4, what happens? Well, the $85 will kick in. So on month 4, they pay $85, you get $59.50. They'll pay $85 month 5, you get $59.50. They'll pay another $85 month 6, you get $59.50. They have given you now a total of $357. Now, they've paid out the entire annual premium. What happens with this client? Well, they continue to pay month 7, month 8, month 9, 10, 11, 12. And what happens on the 13th month is called residual. Residuals kick in at that time. So on the 13th month, you will start to receive residual income. Now, hopefully by then, and I believe because based on, especially if you in our profession, you more than likely won't be at a beginner. That's only making one sale a month, right? One sale a month will render you 1%. But let's say, for example, you are a director. You can either get that by yourself or you can incorporate a team. That will give you 4% on your personal residual income and 1% on your teams. And as you can see, as you move up the chain of command here, it maxes out at 4% on your personal production and 2% on your team. Now, I'm going to show you how lucrative this can be and how you can actually participate. And that won't even include the residual income, but just the upfront money and the bonuses. Okay. Now, let's talk about how we calculate commissions. So once again, they do annualize it. So what happens is that people tend to pay the annual premium because 2 months are free. And now it gives you the full commission. Okay. Now, the amount of commission is calculated based on the total annual sale amount. We went over that. The one-time $30 enrollment fee is not commissionable. And for the monthly, the customer pays 3 months in advance. Okay. So that's what's nice. They do pay 3 months in advance. So the first initial will be like a quarterly commission. And then on month 4, when they're charged the monthly, we have those trailing commissions coming. Now, it says here, your personal sales represent a bigger commission. So yes, so staying in personal production will always benefit you, even if you're growing a team. And how it works is when you start as a beginner, they will advance you over a 6-month period. As a junior, senior, and beyond, it's over a 10-month period. Now, let's talk about how commissions are paid. So basically, it's based on a calendar sale month, and it's the last day of the ends the last day of the month, the working day, last business day at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the company has 2 payment periods in a month. We get paid bi-monthly. The first day of the month, so today is the first day of the month. Let me give you an example. Let's say, being the first day of the month, that you say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get started and I'm gonna run with this, and I have clients already lined up. The next business, it's going to close on the 15th of the month at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when the pay period is going to close. Okay. The next pay period starts 11:01 Eastern Time to the last business day of the month at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. When that happens, at each period, you're going to get paid not only your personal sales, but any sales made by your team. And how that works, you'll see the money in your bank 3 to 5 business days later. We always like to say the 8th and the 22nd. So for example, if you got started today and you wrote business anywhere from today to the 15th by 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, you'll see money in your bank on the 22nd. Let me show you how that can make a difference for you. Now, that is what I like to call the corporate presentation done. I have a few more slides before we close to kind of bring this home so you'll see really how the commissions work and how you can make a 6-figure income with everything I just talked about and incorporate this plan into your practice. So one of the things that I didn't show was the monthly bonuses. They have now added this to the compensation plan. Every single month, these bonuses are in effect. So let's say you do 10 sales in a month, you will get a $1,000 bonus. That's considered a senior status. So on top of the commissions, now you're getting a $1,000 bonus. You can do that by your personal sales, or we can show you how to do that by team sales. Now, they also have in place that every 10 enrollments in a calendar month is a $1,000 bonus. So what if you did 20 customers in a calendar month? That's $2,000 in addition to everything I just shared with you. Now, if you're like me and you decide to build an agency, my goal is to have representation in every state in the United States. And I believe we're getting there. And you helped someone that you have personally enrolled as a consultant, whether they're insurance agent or not. What happens anytime that person actually reached the position of senior in that calendar month, and they become a senior, and you help them get to senior at that time, you actually will get a $400 bonus. You help someone get to director, $500, $600 leader, $1,000 manager, $2,000, and $4,000 a regional manager. Okay. Now, let's talk about how you can easily earn over $100,000 with Assure for Life. We're going to talk about personal as well as team building as we're wrapping this up. Now, get to senior as soon as possible. That's 10 sales in a calendar month. Very easy to do. And now we're going to talk about if you had a $70 monthly premium, $70 monthly for 7 people is $840 a year. You can either do that by yourself or with a team. Now, what you will find, some of you are in states that have the 1,020. We're going to keep this very simple and keep it at the very minimum. So this is how this works. You make 5 sales per week, just 5 sales per week. Oh, by the way, and you share with your existing client base or new clients this plan, weekends off. That's 20 sales for the month times 840 is 16,800 for the month. And if you're saying, okay, Ronette, but what if they pay monthly? But I'm showing you how you can do this over the course of the year. Some will pay monthly, that's fine. But over the course of the year, this will be your income. Now you take that 16,800, you're going to get 50% of that. Because remember, the commission at senior level is 50%. That's $8,400 for the month. Now, take that same $8,400, multiply it by 12. That's $100,800 in commissions for the year. But like that car salesman say, but wait, there's more. Remember, I talked about the bonuses. So every 10 sales is $1,000 bonus, and you just did 20 sales for the month, and you've been doing that month after month after month. 20 sales, if you do that every single month, some of you may do more. That's a $2,000 extra bonus for the month. $2,000 times 12 is $24,000. So now you calculate the $100,800 in commissions plus the $24,000 in bonus. That's over $124,000 for the year doing 5 sales a week. 5 sales a week. Maybe that's working too hard for you. Some of you are like, well, that's hard work for me. How about if you did 4 sales a week? Will an extra $92,000 make sense for your bottom line? How about if that's just too much? Maybe you don't want to work that hard. And you do 3 sales a week. Can an extra $72,000 help with 3 sales a week? Additional income on top of your insurance commissions. That's a full-time income for a lot of people. This could be additional for you. Now, if you're like me and say, well, listen, I'm going to leverage the efforts of other people. I understand why, having an insurance agency can be very profitable, especially when you don't have to limit yourself to being licensed in every state. How about you have a personal sales and you have a team of 15 consultants? That's it. Just 15 that you introduce, maybe some who are insurance agents, some are not. You make 1 sale in a week. 1 sale a week is 4 sales a month at $840. That's $3,330, but you make 50% of that. That's $1,680 for the month. You multiply that times 12. That's over $17,280 to be exact for the year. With just you making 1 sale a week, just 1 sale a week. Now you go out and show a team of 15 people how to do the same. 1 sale a week. That's 60 sales per month times the 840. That's 50,400 for the month. 50,400 times 15% override is 7,560. You're going to make 15% override on every sale. Times that by 12, that's over 90,720 in overrides. When you put those two together, you're talking about $108,000 and you personally just making 1 sale a week. Maybe that's working too hard as well. So now we have you making 1 sale a week, and maybe you just have 10 consultants working 1 sale a week. How about 8 consultants making 1 sale a week and you making 1 sale a week? That would keep your senior status intact. And that's still over $65,000 with you making 1 sale a week. So as you can see, when you start to break the numbers down between the upfront commission and the bonuses, it can really be a lucrative opportunity. I'm currently experiencing how lucrative it is right now. And in addition to that, that does not include the residual we just talked about. Maximize your earnings. Join our team of consultants. What's nice about it, you can work on your own schedule. You're already independent, agents out there anyway, so you can work on your own schedule and you can just fit this into what you're already doing. Now, non-captive, independent, you're your own boss. It's a 1099 position, of course, and no license required. You can sell this in all 50 states. And if you decide to build an agency, guess what? You can share it with people in all 50 states. It's beautiful. No chargebacks and 24-hour approval. When I found that out, it was music to my ears. No chargebacks, 90% retention, a great addition to our host of products that you already have. Once again, you can use it as gap coverage or even coverage to cover those who either financially can't afford what we offer or those who can't qualify. And then help those who can't qualify, like I said, for insurance. In addition to that, you can build a national agency if you decide to take this on. So once again, welcome to our team. So excited to have you here. I do believe, once again, and I stand by that every agent should have this in their bag. It's very passionate. I'm very passionate about this plan because I really believe in what they're doing and the mission, and know that in terms of what we do as agents, it's just adding more value to our practice and being able to help a lot more people.
Well, there you have it. It's that simple. I explained the first part. You know what the service is. Mrs. Ronette Turner Corley, she explained how to get paid. And it's phenomenal. And I will tell you, yes, many people just jump on this. It really is pretty simple. It's a wonderful, oh, by the way, we're all done here. So let's have a conversation. Get back with me or get back with the person that brought you here, and let's have a conversation to get you started. Okay. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's get started.